Hi, my name is Marla Love. I'm here with my mom, Rocio Mejia, and we're doing crafts for Dia de los Muertos. Every year I like to do something different because this is a cultural holiday that we celebrate every single year that I like to throw in something different. So I went to my local craft store and I saw these cute little tables, and I actually had these frames. These are picture frames from another year. So I normally make little altars with just tables, but Naima, my daughter, she's 9, she said, well, what if we put the frame on top of the table? And it turned out to be this beautiful little craft, and it just evolves. So let your children let the craft evolve, because that lets them take ownership also of the craft and makes it really fun. So what I did, it's going to be an altar for my grandparents, and you size the picture. We're going to end up putting it in the frame, and you can pick different photographs, and I put their favorite foods. So for example, my grandparents loved pan dulce, Mexican sweetbread. So I put conchas and Day of the Dead bread, and this is a little cup made out of clay that has hot chocolate, well, pretend hot chocolate, and cheese and tacos and a little Sprite. And so again, this is personal to my family. If you can make it personal to your family, so whatever their favorite foods are, their favorite drink, you can put, I've seen altars with their hiking shoes, so you can make little cute hiking shoes, or if they loved mums or anything that they loved, you put on the altar. So you can put whatever you want on the altar. I'm going to show you how to make a little flower. And so this is polymer clay. It's self-baking clay. You can get it online. You can get it at your local craft store. And you take a little bit of clay, you pinch it, and the way I'm an art teacher, so this is how I teach it to my students, my little kids. So you take a little ball of clay, you make a ball on your palm, and then you make it into a worm, and then you flatten the worm. You just pinch it, and then once you've made it into a little worm like this, you want to just pinch the end so it's thinner, and then on your pointer finger you're going to put it on you're going to lay it flat, and then with your thumbs you're just going to begin to roll it like this. And then you have a little spiral rose, and then you create the stem by just rolling it like that. And then if I have sculpting tools, but you don't need sculpting tools. If you have a pencil, just like a number 2 pencil or a pen, all you want is something to bring these edges down. And if you make a lot of little flowers, then you can have a little bouquet of roses. So here I have a little sugar skull, and I'm going to show you how to make that in a minute. But the little flowers that you make, you could put it on your skull if you'd like. I've seen, we also do little top hats, do a little Catrina and Catrina. Catrina and Catrina is the fancy way of saying fancy lady, fancy man in Spanish. So I'll show you how to do a sugar skull. So again, you start with a little pinch of clay, a little white clay, and you make it into a ball. And kind of like when you make it into a ball, it naturally goes into a teardrop, so which is the shape of the skull. So, and if it doesn't, you just pinch the bottom, and then you kind of pat the top of the head. You pat the top of the head, pinch the bottom, and you're going to have a little teardrop, upside down teardrop shape. And again, if you don't need sculpting tools, but if you have a pencil, just use the end of a pencil or something rounded at the bottom, and you make the eyes. And then you can take the tip of your pencil. Again, I'm using sculpting tools, but you don't need them. You use whatever you have at home. And with the little pencil nose, you just make a little indentation, and then you give it its cheekbones on the side, and then you pinch in the cheekbones. And if you have parents at home, if you have, I've used even a credit card or just something that you can make a little line with. And then you make your little teeth this way, and then you have your sugar skull, just like this. And you could also add a hole through it if you wanted to make beads. We've done bead necklaces at home. And so with polymer clay, you want to bake it at 215 degrees for about 13-15 minutes, depending on how strong your oven is. Just watch it. Don't open the oven because it will take all that heat out. So just look at it and see that it's not burning, because when it burns, it'll actually turn black. And you don't want to burn your beautiful colors. So there you have a little bead, and you can hang it from make it a little necklace, whatever you'd like. So once you have all your clay pieces together and all your memorabilia for your altar, you want to start putting it together. And one of the things I want to say, this is just a mini altar because I had a mini table, but you can do it any size. And with this, I created all of my grandparents' favorite food. So my mom is putting the picture of my grandmother, and you can size it on your computer, print it, and you just put the picture on the mini altar. I'm going to add the picture of my grandfather. And there you go. You have an altar for Sophie and an altar for Jose, for my grandparents.